Hey guys, my name's Yvette and welcome to my DIY channel, and I hope that you guys are having a great day. So for today's video, I wanted to share with you guys how I made my cactus hair tie holder, and this could also be used as a jewelry holder. You could put bracelets on it, necklaces, and then you could put earrings on the little tray part. So let's just get into it. Alright guys, so you want to start out by grabbing a chunk of clay, and we're going to roll this out. And I always just use a wine bottle to roll out my clay instead of those clay rollers that they sell, because those ones are always so small, or the ones that I've seen at Joann's are always super small. Anyways, make sure that you roll this out to be close to 1/4 of an inch thick. Now we're going to cut out a rectangle, and I'm just using my needle tool to do this. And this rectangle is going to be the tray for our project, so make it as big or as little as you want. I didn't measure this out, I just kind of eyeballed it. So now I'm taking the ends and I'm going to fold them up, and this is going to create the border for our tray. And make sure to pinch the corners together as you're doing this, because this will make sure that the border stays up. Right here, I'm just pinching away the extra clay that you see on the edges. So now that I'm happy with my rectangle, I'm going to smooth everything out, and I'm just going to dip my hand in some water and then just smooth away. And I didn't want this to be super neat. I wanted to give the rectangle more of an organic handmade feel, if that makes any sense. Do your last minute touches because this tray is ready to dry. Alright, so we're going to move on to the cactus. So just take some clay and roll it out into kind of a longish, rounded, thick line. Kind of like a stick, I guess. And I made sure to have one end a little bit thicker than the other end. And make this as tall as you want. Once again, I didn't measure this out, I just eyeballed it. Once you're happy with what you've got, it's time to smooth it out. Okay, so now we're going to work on the cactus's little arms. Again, you're going to want to roll out some clay into a long rounded line. This time I made sure the whole thing was the same thickness all around. Next, I'm taking the arm and I'm going to put it up against the cactus to see if I like the length, and then cut it down to the length that I think looks good. I did make these arms a little bit longer than I normally would because I wanted to use these for hair ties and scrunchies, and I have a bunch and I wanted to be able to fit a lot onto the cactus's little arms. Right here, I'm taking some slip and I'm going to use this to attach the arm. And if you don't know what slip is just some clay, way watered down, and it kind of makes a paste, I guess. And you can use this to stick two pieces of clay together. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to work on the other arm, and I'm basically doing what we just did with the first one. So the second arm is actually a bit thinner than the first one I made, so I decided I wanted to put this one at the top of the cactus rather than on the bottom, so I decided to move the first arm. Then I took my needle tool to add some scratches to where I'm going to attach the arms, and I put some slip on it too, and then that's how I attached them. And if this doesn't work for you, if the arms keep falling off, you could also take half of a toothpick and put half of that half into the end of one of the arms, and then the other half into where you will want to attach it into your cactus. and that should help the arms stay in place. Okay guys, so right here I had let my cactus dry for a couple of hours, probably like 5 or 6, just to make sure that the clay was a little bit drier and easier for me to work with, because I'm using, I think it's called like Amico clay or something, I don't remember. Anyways, so now that it's a little bit drier, I'm going to be adding lines down my cactus, kind of like these cactuses right here. You could totally skip this step if you don't want to add the lines to your cactus, but I kind of liked the look of it. And even though this cactus had been drying for a while, this clay that I'm using is like really forgiving. So anywhere I messed up, I could just like blend away with water and restart. Make sure to do the back and then set this guy to dry for like 2 days. So last minute I decided that I wanted to add a flower to the top of my cactus, so that's what I'm doing right here. And here's our little flower, and just make sure to add some water to it to smooth out the rough edges, and then let this little guy dry. Alright, so this is how our rectangle turned out, and I love it. It's just what I wanted, so now it's time to paint, and I'm going to paint this with a light beige. Next, I wanted to speckle, so I speckled this with some brown paint, and I made sure to get this all around. Then I speckled with some white paint on top. I decided I wanted to add gold around the rim of our rectangle, and you don't have to be super neat with this. You kind of want to look like you dipped the top of the rim into like gold, I guess. Here's how our cactus turned out, and I'm painting it a pale minty green, and make sure to do both sides. And this is our little flower, and I'm gonna paint this pink. Okay, so I'm gonna take some super glue and I'm just gonna put this on the bottom of our cactus, because this is what I'm gonna use to attach our cactus to the tray. And I totally forgot to record me gluing on the flower, but I just did basically the same thing. Lastly guys, we're just gonna take our sealer, and I'm gonna use my Deco Art gloss glaze to do this, and we're just gonna seal the whole thing and make sure to get this everywhere. And then there we go guys, we're done, and this turned out super cute. I'm obsessed with it, and I love this as a hair tie holder. You could fit so many hair ties on these arms, and you could put so many like hairpins or clips on the tray. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys try this out. And if you like air dried clay crafts, make sure to check out some of my other videos. Anyways, guys, subscribe for more DIYs and stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!